Good evening. Greetings. How y'all doing this evening? Let me play this video while y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. Confess. 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 It felt good ignoring the husband. Confess. Confess it felt good putting cayenne pepper in his food to watch him break out in a sweat. You didn't care about being kind or forgiveness. You did it because it felt good. Confess. It felt good to leave trash on the landing. Just to hear that sound of frustration when he saw it. Confess. You were mean, dismissive, and disrespectful because it felt good to be rid of the husband. Confess. The last day the husband was there, the last plant that went out of the patio door, the moment that you got up and helped him get that last plant out the door, closed the patio door behind him, locked the door, and be rid of him forever. Confess. Under the right circumstances, confession can be therapeutic. You can admit, finally, it felt good. On the next episode of Living Out Loud, the podcast After Dark, we will be continuing in the book Successful Women Think Differently by Valerie Burton. Valerie has asked us some coaching questions, which we asked in episode 2. We will answer those questions in the coming episode on Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all don't mind me. I'm petty that way. Welcome back to Living Out Loud, the podcast After Dark. So, tonight, we are going to continue talking about the book Successful Women Think Differently. We're going to talk about the 9 habits that we need to incorporate into our thinking. And so on episode 2, we were given some coaching questions. And so I answered those coaching questions. And my hope is that you also answered those coaching questions. Those questions were designed to provoke thought, introspection. And that's what I am doing on this channel at this time. I am using this book to rethink some things, change my mind. The introduction, the title of the introduction of this book is It's All in Your Mind. And that is absolutely true. Absolutely true. It is absolutely all in our minds. Um, that's every thought, every action happens as a result of a thought, and every thought starts in the mind. The mind is a powerful beast, and we really do have to be able to control it, use it. Why is that happening? Use it. Can you all see that? Okay, distractions. I'm so easily distracted. The Bible tells us in Romans 12:2, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is and his good pleasure, pleasing and perfect will. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a hope. And I want to put emphasis on the word hope and a future. Last week we started in the introduction, and we were given a story about two women who grew up together, who had similar backgrounds, similar families, structure, same classes, same interests, but she gives us a glimpse into their future. One was afraid to fail. She made safe choices. These are the words that I have highlighted in my book as I am studying to show myself approved. She felt trapped in the decisions that she made, while the other one, her philosophy was, if it doesn't work out, I'll try something else. But why not go for what I really want first? And so while she experienced bumps in the road and she was not deterred. Instead, she was intentional about learning from them. The word intentional is also another word that I want to shine light on. So intentional and hope, and also success. Success. How do we define success? Hello, Lisa J. How are you? Good evening. Good evening. I'm so very glad to see you in the building. I'm so very glad that you joined me. There's somebody else here, but I don't know who it is. I don't know if that's anyway. It don't really matter. But hey, girl. Hey. Anyway, so we are. I'm going over. I'm summarizing what we started on last week. Uh, and in this episode 3, we are going to answer the question. Let me back that up. I am going to answer the question, the coaching questions, and I'm going to answer them out loud. And my hope is that you have, or the questions will spark a thought in you, and perhaps you'll maybe want to come up and tell your story, testify, share your point of view. And at some point, I'm going to drop the link. But not just yet, not just yet. But uh, defining success, defining success. So, page 11, defining success. As I define success, a harmony of purpose, resilience, and joy. When these three elements flow together, you will experience true success. Think of it this way: success is living your life's purpose and embracing resilience and joy as you do it. Purpose, okay? Purpose. The coaching question was, how is someone's life better because they cross my path? Or who do I impact? That was the question. Purpose. And so I answered the question, y'all. Purpose. Purpose is about making the difference in the lives of others. So then, as I thought about it, I had to think back to the last year and how it is that my life has been in a crisis. And it's been for about a year. It started in February and it felt like a roller coaster. We got your declines, your upwards, and I felt like I was on a roller coaster in 2023, starting in February of that year, right? And so before that time, I absolutely had a purpose. Hello to Shira, darling. How are you? How are you? I'm so glad to see you. So I absolutely had a purpose before February 2023. I was working, I was going to work. I can prove it. I have videos to show you that I was going to work. And so I'm living out loud the podcast, the car chats. I'm on my way to work. And I'm just thinking out loud as I go. But I was going to work and I had a purpose when I got there, a big purpose. And then all of a sudden, there, there was no work. There was no work for me to go to. And I began to feel like, well, worthless. These are the words that I wrote, and I'm just being honest. Worthless. I felt like my life was absolutely meaningless. Even though I was out here, I did start making videos and I started uploading. I still didn't feel like I was being purposeful or living on purpose or living my purpose. Valueless. I no value in what I was. I just won't. It won't thinking about it. I was not thinking about it properly. I wasn't giving it the right. I was being real pessimistic in that time, and that's not usually what I am. For the most part, and for as long as I've known me, I have been an optimistic person. I always see the but not 2023 and not during that crisis. And so those words absolutely, because I had come from, now I've come from a background of customer service and purposeful living and occupation. I was a bus operator. Hello. It was my responsibility to get those people to their destination safely. Then I was a teacher. Hello. That's a whole other responsibility and a whole different purpose as I am teaching and imparting knowledge into a group of people. Then I went from the school to the library where I'm planning programs for children and then for adults. Hello, another purpose for life. And then all of a sudden, I'm no longer going into the job, right? I'm still employed, but I'm not going to work. And so my health declining, my emotional health declining. Why? because my finances was declining, short-term disability, long-term disability, all declining. It's leveled out here in 2024, but again, roller coasters. Oh my gosh, so much. Ooh, Lord have mercy. But, but as I continued on, I got to continue on now because now I'm taking myself down a rabbit hole. So I needed some help. Hooty hoot. So I go back to the book. And this is what I read. Your maker, your creator, has endowed you with gifts, talents, passions, and experiences that are unique to you. If I could travel back in time, and this is the writer talking, if I could travel back in time and observe you as 4 years old or 14 years old, I would see traces of your uniqueness. Your strengths have been with you all along. And now it's your time. Now it's time for you to use them. There is a greater impact for you to make. Pardon me. Disclaimer number one, I think I'm funny in my old age. Disclaimer number two, I am a cry baby. I know some people cannot handle tears. I'm sorry, but you know what? Sometimes I just can't help it. There is a greater purpose for you to make. And now is the time to make it. Y'all, okay, now I got to tell you the number one song on my playlist is by Vashawn Mitchell. And these are the words. This is not the time to get distracted by 2023 and all of the craziness that's going on in my life. This is not the time to go off course. Hallelujah. This is not the time to lose your focus. You have a work to do for the Lord, and you cannot afford to lose your way. You come too far from where you started. Please don't let the time you've sown be wasted on things that you'll later regret and wish you never had because you realize it wasn't worth it. Your destiny is too important to give up for anything. That's hope. I know the plans that I have for you, declared the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a hope and a future. I'm sorry, y'all. No, I'm not. I am healing out loud. That's what this channel is all about. I am focusing on 4 areas of my life: emotional health, physical health, financial health, and spiritual health, as I want to be successful in all of those areas of my life. Let me come over here and get myself together. Oh Lord. Hey, Stay. How you doing? I'm so very glad that you are here. So glad, so very glad. It is absolutely necessary. And you are so very welcome. And I'm going to drop the link, y'all. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop it right here. And then we're going to go on because there's some more questions, but I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop it right here. Oh, let's see. More. Give me a second. I'm coming. Paste. Whew. Yes, ma'am. I am. I am. Hello. Greetings and welcome. Welcome to welcome to my latter life. hmm That's the link that you all are welcome to click on. And so, again, my hope is that you all will follow along with me on this healing journey. Hey, Miss T, how you doing? Moving on. I'm trying not to cut up, Miss T. I am. I don't want to cut up. I'm going to behave. I'm going to behave. All right. So my eyes all watering. I can't see in the first place. And then I got the nerve, the audacity to be getting all teary eyed. Whew. Over here crying like a baby. What did it say? Go to page 12. I wrote notes, y'all. I'm ready for you today. I am ready for you. Go to page, what did I say? 12. Resilience. Resilience is the next word. As you set out in pursuit of your dreams, you will inevitably face challenges, trials, and stumbling blocks along the way. A key to your success would be developing critical skills that every truly successful woman possesses in abundance. Resilience. Nothing is perhaps more important to actually achieving success than the ability to be resilient in the face of challenges. Whatever your vision for the future, the likelihood of obstacles on the path to that vision is almost certain. This is where successful women excel. They think differently in the face of fear, failure, uh, setbacks, and challenges. They say different things. Lord have mercy, I wrote off. They say different things to themselves. In the face of such obstacles, they say different things to themselves in the face of such obstacles. As you read, you will learn to become more self-aware about the thoughts that knock on the doorsteps of your mind. You will learn to choose which ones to let in and entertain. Hmm. hmm So the coaching question was, well, joy, happiness empowers the blah, blah, blah. Joy empowers the successful woman. The coaching question was, what is my most nope. What brings me joy? What is my most meaningful goal? Yeah, that's the one. What is my most meaningful goal? The coaching question for resilience is, what is my most meaningful goal? Well, I'm in the third year of a 10-year plan. The plan is the end goal is to have a large house, a very large house, a house large enough that me and my family and I can live in this house. We have our own space with a door, a lock, just suites. Okay. It is a venue. It is a big house that has enough space that I can host like I want to host. Pre 20, pre COVID, I lived a very different lifestyle. I had annual holiday parties. I invited people over for game night. I was active in the community. I was active. I was doing things. I was a socialite. I was having a good time. I was enjoying my life, right? And so I want a place big enough that that people will want to come and hang out. People will want to come and get married there. People will want to come and spend a weekend. There will be there will be sporting goods, and there will be guns, rifles, fishing poles, and all kinds of goodness in the back, where because where I live is a vacation spot, and you could do everything. I could put some ski, you go skiing, everything will be available to you if you want to go and hunt and fish on that property. So that's the end goal. Now, how am I going to get there, and who do I want to be when I get there? Because I want people to feel welcome, and they're not going to feel welcome if I don't change my ways. Now, y'all saw the confession. You saw it. I won't lie. I was telling the truth. I could be downright mean under the right circumstances. I could be evil. I could do some things and think some things, and and I've done some things that scared me, even me, because I went further than I should have, and I didn't want to go any further, because if I had, it was going to end me up in jail. Okay. And that's all I'm gonna say on the subject. I can just see the leader turn saying right now, shut up. So that's what I'm gonna do. So there are things in me, as I'm still talking about the characteristics of a wife. And while I am a woman and I have the characteristics of a woman, I don't necessarily have the characteristics of a wife. And some of the characteristics of a wife are characteristics that I'm going to need if I'm going to be the kind of hostess that I want to be in this big house. Does that make any kind of sense? Like, uh, loving. For real, I don't know what that looks like. Loving. So I'm going to learn. Show love and affection, create a nurturing and loving environment. That is what I want to do. Welcoming environment. I don't know if loving is the right word. Maybe that's not the right word. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Who else has joined me this evening? Hello, Sandra. Living a full life. I love that name. Official Jamia, thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. How am I doing so far, y'all? What do you think? Am I doing all right? Am I doing okay? So, the next coaching question: what brings you joy? Put it in the comments section. What brings you joy, y'all? What brings you joy? I'm going to tell you what brings me joy in a minute, but I want y'all to tell me what brings you joy. Mm-hmm. Talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Tell me what brings you joy. Real quick, just something right off the top of your head. What brings you joy? Y'all talking to each other out there. What brings you joy? What brings y'all joy? Doing just fine. Is that what brings you joy? Stay home. Or are you talking to somebody? Ah, I don't have any of those just yet, but I'm sure that day is coming, and I'm looking forward to that joy. Hello, Bayou Sugar Garden. How you this evening? We talking about what brings us joy. Ah, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Purpose. Real quick. Probably not. Knowing me. Real quick. Purpose. This was a time when I was needing something from God. I needed a clear answer, and I wanted it desperately. And I remember being at the altar and saying in my prayer, I'm not leaving here. I'm not leaving this altar until I have a clear answer to what I'm looking for. I need an answer. I need to know. I don't even know what I need to know. I just need you to speak to me. Speak to me, and this is what I heard. Physician, purpose. Heal thyself. What? Physician, heal thyself. What what does that mean? I was reminded of a story about a man who sat at the steps. He sat on the steps of the healing fountain waters. This is how I'm remembering it, y'all. Okay? This is how I saw it. I see things as I'm reading. So there's a man, and he's needing help getting into the pool, the healing pool. And he's asking the people who are there for their own healing to help him to get into this healing pool. And nobody's trying to help him. Nobody's trying to help him. And then the Lord shows up, and they have an encounter, and he's asking the Lord to help him to get into this healing pool. Now, this is how I remember it, y'all. I'm sure it might have happened a whole other way, but this is how I remember it. Um, he asked the Lord to help him into this pool, and the Lord says to him, "Take up thy bed and walk." Physician, heal thyself. Hmm. Fast forward. Fast forward to fast forward to uh to today. Let's just fast forward to today. Today, I am healing, but I'm doing it out loud. Take up your bed and walk. Physician, heal thyself. Okay. Purpose, out loud. My hope is that there will be many who follow me, who come with me, who lead me on this journey to success. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm headed. And you know what? I know that it's a slow process, but I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. I'm ready for it. Good food, my garden, my kids, and music. I agree with all of that, except maybe my kids. I don't know. My kids are grown. They get on my nerves. My children are adults, and they plucks my reserved nerve, but that is a topic for another time. I'm gonna tell you what brings me joy. Hosting. Hosting brings me joy. Feeding people and eating good food. Uh, being outside in my garden. hmm And giving. And on that note, I am going to say to you, if anyone can tell me what the inspiration for that video that played at the beginning of this live stream, I got a gift for you. If you could tell me what the inspiration was for the video that I made, that played before at the beginning of this live stream, I got a $10 cash app for you. Can I play it again? Yes, I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's the wrong place.
a brand. Gotta go there. All right, let's see if I can do it.
Confess. 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 It felt good ignoring the husband. Confess. Confess it felt good putting cayenne pepper in his food to watch him break out in a sweat. You didn't care about being kind or forgiveness. You did it because it felt good. Confess. It felt good to leave trash on the landing. Just to hear that sound of frustration when he saw it. Confess. You were mean, dismissive, and disrespectful because it felt good to be rid of the husband. Confess.
I had fun making it. I did. I don't see any answers in the chat. I cannot believe that y'all. Am I the only one who watched it? I'm gonna tell you. Before the honesty and self-awareness. What you talking about? No, 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 no. Okay, okay. Let me give you a hint. It's a television show that inspired me. Uh-huh. Okay, clearly, y'all don't watch this show. Moving on. Ah, um, so in the book, Valerie Burton is giving us 9 habits that we need to yeah, no. No, ma'am. No. That's a yeah. I haven't seen that. I might want to go watch it. Um, no. Um, habits. 9 habits, okay? That we are going to begin to learn about and um activate in our lives. Man, I be losing words. Anyway, so habit 1, believe you can do it. Okay. So what's that? I ain't gonna be before y'all long. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. So read 21. You know what? Does anybody like me write in their books when they are studying? I can't sell books. No, I write and highlight and all kinds of stuff in my books when I am studying on purpose. I sure do. Let's see. Page 21 and 22. All right. Okay. This is good right here. This is good stuff right here. Um, this is a story about Cicely. Cicely struggled with her weight for several years before her doctor gave her a serious wake-up call. She was pre-diabetic. She needed to lose 40 pounds and maintain a regimen of exercise and healthier diet. The mid-afternoon vending machine runs for Little Debbie's and potato chips would need to stop. So would the couch potato habits and all the excuses for why she didn't have time to exercise. But every time Cicely talked about doing better, her thoughts and subsequent words looked something like this: I've tried before and failed. What's the point of trying again if the same thing is going to happen? It's a waste of time. I just need to accept that I'm a big woman. My mama is big. My sister gained weight after 30. Why should I think I can be any different? Healthy food is bland. I don't want it. And I'm embarrassed to work out in public. I don't want people staring at my flabby, overweight body. I can't do this. With these thoughts, Cicely set out to do what the doctor suggested. She set out to do what the doctor suggested with those thoughts. How many of y'all think that? Anyway, as you can imagine, her efforts were short lived. Her counterproductive thoughts overpowered her intentions. Actions follow thoughts, and counterproductive thoughts will always send you in the opposite direction of your goals. Now, think back to a recent failure. Now, I threw this out there at you all last week. Think back to a recent failure. Why did you fail? And I was asked to jot down the first things that came to mind. Just a short bullet point list. Okay? And I did that. I thought about my failures. The first thing I thought about was my marriage and how it had failed. But then the assignment was to think about a recent failure. And so I thought about my garden and how my fall garden failed. It was an epic fail. So then it says, notice how you think about failures. And I did. I noticed that there was a parallel between the failure of my marriage and the failure of my garden. One, I didn't nurture either one of them. And two, I was inconsistent with both of them. And for that reason, those two reasons, those two things, it's just real simple. It's just real simple. And it's not because I don't have the capability to be nurturing. In my marriage, I just didn't know how. I don't know I didn't know what it looked like. What I did, I thought was a good thing. Hindsight being 2020, I realized that it really wasn't. And I'm only talking about the beginnings parts because again, I wasn't in this thing for long. I think it wasn't a year, 6 months to a year, and I was done. I was out. I checked out. And so there was no nurturing going on. Same thing with the garden. Starts off good, and then it gets hot. Then it got hot. It got real hot. Man, I could feel the heat, the sun beaming on my head hot. I could take it. I'm laughing now. I'm laughing now. But if I don't get it together, I'm going to be crying later. That's a topic for a video at another time. Read page 23. I've got to end on a good note, y'all. Okay? Here we go. The edge the successful woman has over the average is her thought processes. It is not external. It's not the sun. It wasn't the husband. It's internal. Sometimes it is learned through experiences and parental examples. However, some aspects of the thought process come very naturally to you. You are either more optimistic or pessimistic in your thinking. Although you may naturally lean in one direction or the other, in the face of challenges or opportunity, an optimistic thinking style can be learned. I studied the two words optimistic and pessimistic. You know, it's always been described as people who see the glass as half empty and half full. And I've always asked the question, what? What? Anyway, I don't understand what that means. You got to give me more information than that. So let's look back, she continues. Oh, let me go back to pessimistic and optimistic. This is the way she describes it, and it made sense to me. The hallmark of a pessimist is that they tend to believe negative events in life will last forever, will impact everything they do, and all their fault. But when faced with similar circumstances, the optimist believes just the opposite. They see the event as a temporary setback, believes limited it is limited to this specific instance, and doesn't blame it all on themselves. Instead, the optimist sees all of the external circumstances that contributed, other people, poor timing, and even God's will. So let's look back to the recent failure you identified a moment ago and take a look at the reasons you gave for it. Reread what you wrote, then answer one more question. Are all of your reasons personal faults and character traits? In other words, are your reasons things that you can't do anything about, or are some of your reasons changeable? Hmm. Hello, sir. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. I know it's late, y'all. I know it's late. And I am not trying to be up here preaching all night long. I'm not. Ha. Half full expectation, half empty equals lack. Half full equals, oh, thank you. say that, I swear sometimes things just don't occur to me. They have to be explained. Thank you. Thank you, God's desire for me. I appreciate that. Half, half empty equals expectations. Half full, no, half full equals expectation. Half empty equals lack. Uh-huh. I would say that a great deal of 2023, I was operating in a pessimistic um, headspace. I could only see the things that I was losing: my sight, my my autonomy, my income. But but what I failed to look at, what I failed to look at was the time that I now had. Not really. Not not really. I may have said the words, but they weren't, they didn't, they I may have just been trying to talk myself into it at that time. But I'm telling you all that it's different now. It's very different now. There's 7 people in my doggone chat, and I've just started this thing. This is my 3rd live stream, and there are 7 people in my chat. This is my y'all see where I'm going with this? This is my 3rd chat stream. This is my 3rd stream, and there are 7 glorious angels in my chat. I thank God for all of y'all. I thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I pray that you all, God dog it, nobody won that Game of Thrones, y'all. Game of Thrones. Good grief. Nobody watched Game of Thrones. Anyway, I pray that you all be blessed. Have a great rest of your evening. Tomorrow, I pray that just God's desire happens for you. Okay? So, on that note, we're going to start on the next chapter. And we're going to, I'll tell you all about the coaching question, and we'll move on from there. And so, until next week, Lord willing, and if the creek don't rise, I will see you all 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time next Thursday. All right? Bye for now.